Hey guys, good evening. So tonight we are unboxing the June Sakuraco box, and they are promising us tea and sweets. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm gonna go grab the hot water pitcher so that we can have our tea, and then we can get into it. So Joseph, would you tell us a bit about tonight's sponsor? A sponsor near and dear to my heart.
7-inch Kara.
Who makes 7-inch Kara?
She does, Becca Hilburn.
Me! It's me!
So I'm sure you've heard about it, but in case you haven't, it's a graphic novel series about tiny people. So Kara, the titular character, goes on adventures, hides some things from her family because maybe her family's a little bit reticent about those adventures, and makes friends. So it's largely a story about friendship. In Volume 1, we meet Naomi, who is a human, and they become friends throughout Volume 2, and have a bit of a rocky relationship, but for the most part, just have a good time.
Oh, who would you say 7-inch Kara might be for? What on this table
Someone
do you think?
Who likes Ghibli stories.
Someone who likes would you say that Kara is very inspired by Studio Ghibli?
I might even say that, yes.
I can't help it.
Lilliputian Living is a world-building companion volume that goes along with it.
So my friends on Instagram and on YouTube are probably familiar with Lilliputian Living. Once a year, I spend all of October exploring the Lilliputian world by drawing and designing characters and environments and writing prompts. I've even got some ideas for this year's Volume 5 Lilliputian Living.
And all that is at your shop or it's on Amazon as well. If you just look up 7-inch Kara. Spelling out inch is usually your best option, but not 7. 7 is a number. And also on Becca's shop at 7inchkara.com/shop or 7inchkara.com /shop/comics if you just want to see the comics.
And these would make a wonderful gift for a younger person who might be interested in getting into or reading comics. And speaking of getting into comics, if you guys don't know, I teach comic craft, I teach drawing, and I teach watercolor and alcohol markers on YouTube. So if you are new, hi, welcome. I hope you guys will check out my art and tutorials at, of course, youtube.com/natosoup. So that's our sponsors. We are our sponsors. Also my amazing, fantastic, fantabulous patrons on Patreon. If you like what I do and you want to help support more of it, you can join me at patreon.com/natosoup.
The box is heavy this week.
Yeah, this month. This is the June box.
Sorry. And it looks like it didn't get slit open.
Not yet. Let me go grab a pair of scissors. Sha! Sha sha sha! Scissors! Too much King of the Hill for me.
The first month, so it's primarily a snack box, but they often give you like household good, kitchenware, I guess you would say.
Yes.
The first month we got.
I collected them together this time.
Okay.
I was smart.
Teacup.
No, we got the plate,
the saucer,
remember?
Yeah. The second month we got the teacup, and the third month we got this specialized
plastic bowl.
Tea bowl.
It's cute, but I like the ceramics more than this is plastic.
So this is probably either going to be ceramic or wood based on the weight.
Ooh! Fingers crossed! I'm excited.
If I cut it, there we
And
go.
Joseph said, except now I can't get into his phone. I'm trying to take pictures and video. Thank you. Me. Ooh. Ooh, is it yuzu this month? I like yuzu a lot. So every
this
month.
has a strange texture. It did not feel like this last time. It smells different too. Like the paperware smells different.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, so this feels very matte. This feels almost like the texture of an orange. It's
nice.
It's raised and it's a little bit Glossy.
So like a yuzu,
Sure.
which is a type of citrus.
And I mean, you can see, well, you can see the difference a little bit in the reflections. Not too much though, because,
Oh, it's a different paper stock now that I'm looking at it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
It's different for sure.
Now,
It's nicer.
so
I should specify.
this one has a different message in it. June in Japan brings with it the warm summer months along with the rainy season. Staying hydrated during these times can be tricky. But thankfully, Japan has a cornucopia of summer citrus fruits such as mikan and hyuganatsu that have helped people stay refreshed for centuries. This month, my team and I wanted to help our global Sakuraco family beat the early summer heat with a selection of refreshing sweets and snacks inspired by Japanese summer citrus that will make your mouth water. Wishing you all a happy and healthy June. Love, Ayumi Chikamoto. So I want to point out that we pay for Sakuraco. It's about $40. In past months, we have felt it well worth the value. This is our third month we started it. No,
It's a fourth month.
Our fourth
'cause
month we started in
three
March.
items there and one more in the box.
This is a box that one might say is a little more adult in that it's not full of ramune, candy, pocky. It's not that kind of thing. It's more traditionally cultural. So if you've been disappointed by Japanese snack subscription box in the past, if you feel like they are maybe a little young for you or maybe a little too sweet for your palate, Sakuraco has been a really refreshing change of pace. And one of the things I really like about it is that they usually include tea, hence the teacups, the teapot, etc. And it tends to be more traditional types of sweets and treats, which I really like.
So we should mention this is packed very well. And I guess we'll just start pulling out the items. So they sent us some matcha genmatcha. Genmatcha is often called popcorn tea.
Oh, I love it!
In America.
They sent my favorite.
I have never had a matcha genmatcha before. Oh, sorry. It says, firstly, it's not spelled like matcha, so maybe it's not matcha. Yeah, it is a tea bag, so it's not ground up. It just looked like it's matcha. It's matcha. M-A-C-C-C-H-A.
Like matcha? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So matcha, when it's what's it called? Romanized, is usually spelled M-A-T-C-H-A, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
so there are
possible this is different. I don't know the kanji for matcha, but looking at the katakana, no, it just says bag.
Why don't you show the cameras?
I have shown. I was trying to
One,
read it myself.
2.
But it's a bag, so I don't believe it's matcha.
1, 2. Oh, so something Joseph didn't necessarily point out is that they do include a catalog. Usually what we do with the catalog is as we're trying out some of the treats, we'll find them in the catalog and then read that along with it. Oh, sorry, this table is not a comfortable table sometimes. And, hurting my foot made me totally lose my train of thought. We get through most of the snacks, but our intention is not to just open everything and try everything and not finish it. That's a lot of waste. So usually we'll try a few snacks and then I will usually vlog the remainder of the snacks during the week.
So this is some kind of, it feels like a rice kind of snack. I'm not really sure what it is. You want to start pulling things out? I feel like I've been talking a lot.
Please. Okay, so something I like is that we have kind of more reserved, more demure packaging for this month. And they sent us, ooh, that feels like a treat. 3 in this kind of almost wax papery packaging.
You're not going to guess at what things are?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
Because I mean, this one is the only one I really have much of a guess for,
Yeah,
and that's probably
it's
Yuzu.
translucent.
But I don't like necessarily pre-guessing a whole, like with the art snacks and the Zen Pop boxes, I try not to do too much pre-guessing because I feel like that kind of spoils it sometimes. But I'm gonna pull out
And if anything, it seems like it builds anticipation.
the snacks and show you guys. And this is a hefty box. Plenty. Ooh, a little fruit tart. And it looks like they're trying to send 2 of things, which scales well for families who are sharing this.
And that Zuki Mochi thing down there.
Matcha,
Mochi.
green loaf.
The agar, the jelly stuff.
Ooh.
Speaking of jelly
Ooh,
things,
isn't that
yeah,
pretty?
that is definitely for looks. I'm sure it tastes good too, though.
Lots of snacks. Oh, okay. It looks like they sent plastic lacquerware again this month.
Oh, okay.
But mostly,
So it was just a lot of
most
snacks.
of the
That's
way
why it
is
felt
snacks
heavy.
and a
Yeah.
lot of jelly snacks because of the heat. This one looks like it's got chestnuts and red beans in it. You might have to eat this for the most part because I tried a Mont Blanc,
I
the
don't remember what it was
chestnut
called.
treat
Yeah.
that everyone talks about in manga and how delicious it is, and I gagged on it. So I think I just don't like chestnuts.
And you tried that in Japan.
I tried it in
So
Japan,
it
and I
wasn't-
love nut. I like peanuts. I like hazelnuts.
And it was fresh.
It was
wasn't-
fresh, yeah. So I think that's a me thing, is what I meant.
Mhm.
Oh, just one taiyaki?
Did its
Come
tail
on.
get harmed? It normally has more of a tail.
No,
Oh,
it's
okay. I see
fine.
now.
And then this tiny serving tray is our little piece of servingware for this month. So you know we gotta aesthetic it up. So let's start with the tea. We normally begin with the tea. So I will read. And Joseph, would you mind? Do you want to use the Kiki's delivery service teapot? This is my wedding
Okay.
china, by the way.
I mean, I think I don't necessarily want.
A whole lot. So I was thinking
Yeah.
we could have one tea bag and just share.
Okay, that's fine.
What kind of teas do you like? I actually really like Jimacha. We used to drink a lot of popcorn tea. I like how it tastes. And I'm not a big green tea person. I'm a very hyper person to begin with. What is it? A powder?
It smells kind of sweet.
Ooh,
No,
smells
it's not
good.
a powder.
It
I
does seem to
believe,
have
but it
a
does
matcha
have powder in it.
quality to it.
Yeah, I think it's probably a mix between matcha and conventional tea leaves.
Okay.
I will show the
So-
camera as soon as I.
Hello and greetings from Tokyo. How are you doing? We're taking in the refreshing breeze now that the weather is getting warmer. Summer in Japan can get very humid. We feel you, friends. We are in Louisiana. It has rained all day, so I'm excited about refreshing treats. Not helped by June's rainy season. Well, we're in our rainy season too, so we're on the same wavelength. So we set out on the hunt for something delicious to help us cool down. Inspired by the Tart citrus sweets we discovered, we put together a selection of refreshing and cooling treats sourced from local Japanese makers to help you beat the humid summer. So take a break, take in the June breeze, and enjoy Sakuraco's Summertime Citrus Box.
Can you pass me my phone?
Yeah, you're gonna take some pictures?
No, I want to time it.
Oh, smart. Okay, so something else I like about Sakuraco is that their magazine includes all these sort of little featurettes, so you can actually learn about the things you're eating. And as someone who has been a Japanese culture nerd since I was like 3, inspired by National Geographic, I love this. I love learning about different cultures. So my pronunciation is atrocious. I apologize. My English pronunciation is also not super great. So that's a me thing, not meant to insult. And the maker highlight for this month is Barindo, creating culture through food. Born in the Saitama Prefecture as a simple confectionery shop, Barindo has seen immense growth in its 157 years of operation. But what is the story of a shop with such a rich tradition? And it looks like they make these delicious looking like toasted mochi cakes, of which I think they've sent us 3.
So the instructions specifically said to move the tea bag up and down, and it says in Japanese, mind you, but it says to only brew it for 1 minute.
Oh, that's
I'm sorry. It might just mean move it up and down for 1 minute.
Would you like me to skip to the tea so that we can...
Sure, because it's actually been brewing for 1 minute. So
give me a second. Usually the tea's at the front. Matcha infused Jimacha tea. No common allergens, vegetarian friendly. Let's
How
skip
long
over
does it
to
say
the
to brew
brew.
it? Yeah.
Place tea in cold water and
Oh.
allow it to steep over time, at least 6 hours in the fridge. Or you can have it over ice by steeping it in hot water. Once prepared, add ice to cool it down, and they highly recommend the second. So we're going to do the second because we have already done this. And it doesn't say for
Why are
how
you saying?
long.
Oh, okay. So. Okay, well, this definitely says to move it up and down for
Sure.
1 minute.
I will go get some ice. I'll be right back. So we'll try the second method, and maybe we'll cold brew it also and let you guys know how that turns out.
Okay, I believe it is only supposed to be brewed for 1 minute. Yeah, and then pull it out.
So there's our ice in one of the glasses that they've sent, teacups, I should say, that they've sent in the past. So it's a good thing we had a teapot this time because we do need to be able to transfer the tea. Shizuoka Prefecture, born Seitoen, are proud to present their Genmacha, a tea created from the combination of brown rice and green tea. Known for being fragrant, this tea also utilizes matcha for added flavor. Amazing when served as an iced tea, and you can prepare it by, and then those two methods we talked about. My mom loves iced green tea, so I ought to share some of that with her. And then while we wait for that to cool down a bit, let me finish our maker spotlight, and that would be these treats here. So, Barendo, he opened up Barendo, a small sweet shop on the outskirts of Ishihara Village in Saitama Prefecture. And over time, it grew into a flourishing business, owing to its selection of simple local ingredients and by polishing recipes over time. They have even expanded to locations all over Saitama. To this day, they continue to experiment with sweets and snacks, such as Sakusaku Seaweed Rice Cracker on page 14. So that's one of the ones they've included.
Yeah, that's so what I said was a rice cracker was a rice cracker. Yeah.
Although there are many failures along the way, they work to improve daily and share delicious sweets with everyone who enters their store. And towards the Edo period, I read it a little backwards. Towards the Edo period, over a time of great change in Japan, Kuribara Kyobi, a humble farmer, had hit some hard times. But while on a trip to Kyoto, he experienced a whole new world of sweets. From there, he formed a dream to create well-crafted sweets that would bring smiles to everyone who enjoyed them. And then they talk about the process a bit more. They look delicious. And then we start in on some of our delicious summer citrus. Well,
it does still smell like Genmacha even cold.
They had me sold on these rice cakes.
There's a slight smell of matcha. It's mostly just a sweet smell, honestly. Matcha is used as a sweetener, so that makes sense.
Since this is hot, I'll just put this on this as a coaster.
Good idea.
So it doesn't affect the table. That is not ours.
It's a good tea. I don't drink green tea cold. This is probably the first time I've had cold green tea in a decade.
I like that better.
I'd prefer green tea
Sometimes hot green tea is overwhelmingly bitter. And I mean, that's one of the reasons I like Genmacha is it's actually a very not bitter tea.
Yeah, so it's not bitter at all, but I mean, we only brewed it for a minute, so a lot of the catechins, or I forget what the bitter agent is in teas, tannins, usually come out the longer you extract it. And nicer teas you extract for less time. So what snack do you want to try?
I was going to say, they have me sold on the Barendo snack. So I'm actually going to skip ahead.
Should I grab a spoon for some of these jelly
treats?
Okay.
Yes. I was just about to offer that. So I'll talk to you guys about Japan's Four Seasons serving tray, which is holding our tea packet right now. When you have visitors to your house in Japan, it's time to use the oban tray. Oh, so this is for oban. Perfect for serving refreshments, this handy oban tray features a motif of the 4 distinct Japanese seasons. And it is not dishwasher or microwave friendly, which makes sense. A lot of the stuff they've sent has not been. So, would you like to start with the Sakusaku Seaweed Rice Cracker? It is
sure.
This treat right here. speaking of Four Seasons, I have the different seasonal Ghibli plates. So why don't you open it and I'll check the chat. One of these days we're going to get an LED board that I can read.
So this definitely feels like a foil paper packaging.
Oh,
rather
thank
than
you, Maudlin
plastic.
May.
There is some plastic in here, though.
Working from home gives me permission to wear whatever I want. This is a Princess Highway jumper. Okay, so what were you saying about the seaweed?
I didn't say a word about the seaweed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I said there was the packaging was foil and paper.
Oh, okay. So that is what that looks like. Crispy and crunchy, this unique rice cracker features the fresh and summery flavor of seaweed. By placing the seaweed on top of the cracker, it emphasizes the addictive salty flavor. Can you sign me in? I need to take pictures.
I told you the password many times.
I'm ADHD, legitimately, so numbers don't always stick in my head. Names do, though. I'm actually very good with names. Mmm. Very dry. It will, if you're not drinking something, it will dry your mouth out. But it's good.
Yeah. It mostly tastes savory. There's a strange kind of sweetness to it, but it's very subtle. And you do get that salt. It tastes like a granulated kind of salt, like a kosher salt, not like a fine table salt.
Like a sea salt.
Yeah, like a sea salt.
I'm gonna end up very caffeinated though with all the green tea.
And the seaweed flavor is definitely there too. And the crunch is great.
So one of the reasons I like the Sakuraco boxes is that I feel like they include things that I haven't seen at American Japanese grocery stores. So it's not one of my problems with some of the other boxes is that if you live near a large chain of Asian markets or even just a well-stocked small family store, they sell stuff you can just get there. So that's not or at an anime con, yeah. So that's not that exciting for me because that's stuff I've already tried. I'm very familiar with. I can go pick it up. What I like about Sakuraco is that they include things that I don't normally see or I've only seen while in Japan.
So that goes very well with the tea since it's a rice-based cracker, as if that's not obvious.
Would you like to try the Hojiko Walrabee Mochi? So that's one of the jelly.
I don't know. I want to go for something sweet since
something
that was
sweet?
Pretty savory.
This is, it's a Hojiko flavored thing,
Okay.
so it should be sweet.
Yeah.
And it comes with what looks like Kanoko powder. So the common allergens for this one, and it's a jelly cup with a powder that goes with it. The common allergens for this one are just soy, but it is vegetarian friendly. It also contains evaporated liqueur. So soothing and rich, Hojiko Walrabee Mochi is what you need when you're looking for a light snack. It has a light and jelly-like texture and blends perfectly with the roasted Japanese tea flavor. Top with the roasted soy Kanako flour for the full experience.
So it is deforming and it's pretty liquidy, but definitely not enough to like spill out.
Impressive. I thought it was going to go plop.
If I turned it all the way over and shook it, I think it would.
Would you do the onions?
Yeah. So the powder is Hojika, and what is the
definitely
jelly?
Smells like Hojika, but I think the jelly is Hojika, and the powder is Kanako flour.
Oh, okay.
So that's like a roast. I really like it. It's like a roasted soy flour that kind of tastes like peanuts a little bit.
So this is pretty similar to snacks we've had in previous boxes, but again, it's not something that you would find in too many Asian marts.
It is very jelly-y. Now, for truly refreshing, I think refrigerating it for a while so it's cold would be good, but it's good hot or room temperature. And I'm someone who loves chocolate, and Hojiko has kind of a very similar flavor.
Melty kind of chocolatey flavor. Yeah, it's got some decadence to it. I'm kind of trying to
mix it,
produce more surface area right now. That's what we did with one of the last ones, and it worked out well. It doesn't look as pretty anymore when you do this, but it ends up
glad I took the picture
tasting better. Definitely, if you're wanting to consume more of the powder, this is a good way to go.
One of the reasons I'm stopping to take so many pictures is I would like to draw. I draw a lot of flowers, so I'd like to draw more food. So having pretty reference always helps, and I prefer to work from reference of things my own photos.
This one has quite a bit of jelly. I think the last one we had was less jelly, but about the same amount of powder.
Oh, I don't know. I felt like it was more, like, a lot more jelly. They sent a few powder. They sent a few jelly ones last month, so maybe I'm thinking of the wrong one.
It almost has a coffee flavor.
I think that's why I like Hojiko so much, because I love coffee and chocolate flavors.
Yeah, like a really lightly roasted coffee.
Oh,
it's probably just the roastedness of the powder mixed with
they roast coffee and they roast chocolate, so yeah, that's probably it. If you guys like Hojiko, if you can ever try it's like a granita style Hojiko drink, like a blended frozen Hojiko, I highly recommend it. They are delicious.
And the jelly texture is great. It's about the same as all the rest of the jelly snacks we've had.
And Hojiko is typically associated with like summer, like a summer kind of treat.
It's their version of a pumpkin spice latte.
Way better than.
Well, yeah.
I'm not a big pumpkin spice kind of person.
I'm not either, but
I would drink the heck out of Hojiko coffee drinks.
I just mean in that it is seasonal, and it probably pervades things during that time.
Yeah, maybe so. Kind of like cherry blossom.
Yes, like cherry blossoms.
And Hojiko is a type of green tea, so it is very caffeinated. So you guys will probably see me get very hyper, because many of these are green tea, and had I known that, I would have called in the subs. I talked to them right before the stream, and they were disappointed that we were doing it without them.
You want a glass bit?
Sure.
And again, that would go quite well with the tea. Because the popcornness goes well with the roastedness. Okay,
so I assume you don't want another green tea snack right in a row, right?
No, preferably something sweet, like I said. That had a little bit of sweetness to it.
Well, would you prefer a summer citrus Monaca, which is like a crispy cookie kind of snack with a jelly-esque filling, and that has Huguenotsu in it? Or would you prefer the fresh orange cake, which looks really good?
Orange cake sounds interesting.
There's also they sent so many tasties. All right, orange cake. So.
What is this?
I don't know, because it's
fresh orange.
Fresh orange cake. Yeah. You're right. I only set one of this one, which is a shame, because this one's probably delicious. Two. Let's set that one aside, because I think we could very neatly share this.
Yeah.
Give it a sec. There was no preservative packet
in it. It didn't come with the packet, so you probably don't. It might have had nitrogen in the packet, but it probably doesn't need to aerate as long as the ones with the packet do. What?
I'm sorry. You could take the photos. Oh wait, is there a button I can press to get it to take the photos?
If you have my fingers, then yeah.
Aw, dang it. Magic touch. And it definitely does smell kind of citrusy, which is nice.
You can smell it from here.
And there's chunks. It looks like citrus rind.
Almost unnaturally yellow, orange.
Oh, it smells so good. Sorry, I wish you guys could smell it.
I think that one's yours.
It is mine. Seems like a moist, dense cake.
It smells very strongly of pound cake.
Mmm.
It has like the texture of layer cake.
Mm-hmm. A sponge cake. It is not overly sweet. It is very citrus. So.
Sorry, I meant butter cake, the butter layer cake.
Oh yeah. Like a denser kind of cake. It's good, but it's dry. So this would be. I mean, I feel one of the things I like is that their tea usually pairs so well with everything. So this.
It also has bits of
rind in it.
No, it's almost like a jelly orange candy. You can see it in some of the photos. Actually, I'll just show you the cake itself. So these orange bits are like jelly candy, essentially.
It's really good. It's made by the 10K Confectionery in Nagano. The allergens are egg, wheat, soy, milk, and orange, but it is vegetarian friendly. It also does contain traces of alcohol. Made with locally sourced eggs, the fresh orange cake by Tenkai adds orange peel to the cake mix before carefully baking.
Yeah, I think it's candied orange peel. That was my second guess if it wasn't just like gummies.
Creating a cake with a deep and addictive orange flavor. It definitely has a really nice, strong orange flavor. It's not that kind of cloying fake orange that you sometimes get, which I really don't like. It's like a very bright orange.
Yeah. It's just a well put together dessert. This is sweet. So while the other one was sweet, it was both sweet and savory at the same time.
It's not sweet
this
in the way...
This isn't one-dimensional, but
it's not.
It's a dessert.
It's not sweet the way American sweets are, though. It's not like,
it's like fruit
sugar.
Sweet.
It's like fruit sweet. So, an excellent treat. And very orange.
And the rind gives you something to chew, so it's not just dry mush.
Mm-hmm.
That was very good.
I really like that. One of my complaints is I would love to order more. They sent us a Mitarashi Dango Monaca last month, and it was so good. And I was sad because I couldn't find it.
Tiny flavor explosion.
And then they also sent these little biscuits that had Kanoko powder on them, and those were also super good. But I can't find them.
Did you want more ice for this, or
would you?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's bring an ice tray out.
So they also have a prefecture spotlight. We're actually out of ice. I left one of the trays out. So if you can find some, that would be great.
Yeah,
I'm not going to read
two trays.
all of that to you guys, but I do. It was loud. It took me by surprise. I do like the cultural aspects of the Sakuraco boxes, and I do think that this could be good for a class. It could be good for not like a whole. You need a couple of boxes for a class. There is plenty to share, but it doesn't stretch to 25 students. It would be good for families. It would be good for homeschool groups. So I'll let you pick one, and I'll check the chat. And Bo is complaining.
We could try the Plum and Wasabi Okaki. I'm not usually a wasabi person. They might mean actual wasabi though, and not horseradish. So the it's by Iwatsuka Confectionery in Niigata. There's a lot of things from Niigata, it seems like. Maybe that's where they're based.
No,
or maybe it's just a much popular.
They do different areas.
Okay. Last month we had some things from Niigata as well, I believe. I'm just not familiar with Niigata, so it's just strange to see it multiple times. But the description is: break up your sweet tea time with these elegant crackers. Blended together the flavors of sour plum and slightly spicy wasabi, Plum and Wasabi Okaki is a fantastic light snack during the summer months. They look kind of like pork cracklings that are more put together. And is that peanuts in a can?
There are peanuts. Mmm. Oh, those are good.
That's like a beer kind of snack.
That's good. I love strongly flavored things. That's good. I could eat like, because I also like painful things.
I'm sure you heard it's very crunchy. It seems like the peanuts have wasabi in them because I ate a peanut shortly after I ate one of the snacks, and I got most of the wasabi flavor when I ate the peanut.
Y'all might end up
The
seeing me do the
snacks
wasabi dance.
are fairly sweet. They're a little spicy, kind of shrimpy.
Or
They smell like soy
seafoody.
sauce.
They're so good.
The closest thing I can compare it to is Zapp's chips. I did just get some wasabi from the actual cracker itself, so there's definitely wasabi inside of the cracker, not just in the peanuts.
Those are good. Did you read
It's
them?
not very much wasabi though. Did I read what?
The description for these? You
Yes,
did,
I did.
and the allergens?
No. I mean, is that soy, milk, peanuts, and shrimp? So
There you
I was
go.
right, yeah.
That explains the shrimp. There's like a mustardiness to them that I really like as well.
If you've ever had the wasabi popper kind of things, it tastes a little bit like those too. Where it's like a wasabi nut on the inside or whatever,
Oh, I
and
love
there's a breaded
those.
shell on the
Yeah.
outside.
I love them.
I don't know what that's called.
Like
but
Japanese snack mixes, and those are in Japanese snack mixes.
Yeah.
I have a bad tendency to just eat that for dinner. Because I'll start munching, and then 2 hours later, it's like, whoops.
And if you've ever had a dim sum snack, like dried snack trying to emulate dim sum, it reminds me of some of those types of
Yeah.
snacks as well.
That's good.
Yeah, that one's definitely thirst-inducing
Yes.
because it tastes kind of fried.
A little salty, too.
Mm-hmm.
I get to pick, huh? Ooh, they have the Komachi Chestnut Pie looks beautiful. Too bad I just do not like chestnut. But we should try it. And maybe I will change my mind. Maybe this will make me like chestnut. So I actually thought this was going to be like yuzu. But it's chestnut instead. Pie Komachi. You will just fall in love with the first bite. And this is made by Kawachi Suru. Excuse me, y'all. Kawachi Surugaya. Getting there. It contains wheat, eggs, soy, and milk, but it is vegetarian friendly. So that's another nice thing, is that many of the snacks they send are vegetarian friendly. Exploring a popular summer sweet, manju. Oh, I've never had manju. The Komachi Chestnut Pie takes a creative approach. It surrounds the delicious chestnut in a sweet pie crust, blending Japanese and Western culture wonderfully. Okay, there we go. Oh, and it does contain a little special extra packet, so we do want to let it sit for a minute. But isn't that pretty? That actually does look like a pie crust.
Yeah, it is pretty. Looks like it was cooked in an oven.
It does, yeah. Put that over there.
Alright, I set it not to sleep.
Thank you.
I think, anyway.
We'll try it. I appreciate that. We're using my old phone and my new phone for this. So my new phone is going to YouTube and my old phone is going to Instagram. And I appreciate Joseph letting me borrow his phone to take pictures.
It smells like a pie. We're going to take it out of the tray? Or
Yeah,
just,
take it out of the tray.
Did you show the camera?
I did, but I can show them again. So it is fully pie crust encapsulated. I'll take the first bite. I like that better because it's like a custard kind of filling or paste kind of filling. It's not just whole chestnut. I like that better than the Mont Blanc that I had. So, and I love pie crust. So, that's a good one.
It's pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
There's no savoriness to it whatsoever. It's not that buttery. You would expect it to be more
I
buttery.
think it's very buttery.
The cream has some butteriness to it. The crust has basically none to it. The crust I feel like it doesn't have much flavor. It's mostly there for texture. I mean, I'll take just a bite of the crust and we'll see. No, it tastes like phyllo dough essentially.
I like
but
phyllo dough.
It's good.
Yeah. I think it's pretty buttery.
Mm.
Maybe
It
I got a
feels
really
buttery.
good bite.
It doesn't taste buttery.
Is it make a mess? I like that, and I don't really like chestnut, so good job.
What would you compare the chestnutness to?
An eggy, almost, kind of.
I would say it's closest to an almond joy.
Almost like a marzipan, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. It's a chestnut, so it's a nut paste with sugar. So it makes sense.
It's like an almond joy hand pie. Is this crust or is this... No, that was just the inside.
You can have the last bite. Do you want to pick the next one, or you want me to pick?
You can pick.
Me? Is this enough? Oh, it's a okay. So I was interested in the Summer Citrus Monaca. It's made by Uguchi Confectionery in Fukuoka. Sorry. And it utilizes Huganatsu, and they do have an explanation of that on page 20, so you can learn more about it. Inside this crispy Monaca wafer, you'll find a fresh citrus surprise. Mixing Huganatsu, a popular summer citrus fruit with a grapefruit-like flavor, and white anko, the filling is sweet and slightly tart summer treat. So that sounds like my jam.
And it looks like
Here, would you open it?
Fukuoka is in southern Japan, which I'm sure gets much hotter than
Oh,
northern
true,
Japan.
yeah,
So.
which is great for citrus fruits.
Yeah. Also, it looks like almost all the packaging says it's recyclable on it, which is kind of interesting, because I know none of this kind of packaging in America. Although it might be similar to the American system, where it just says how someone would theoretically recycle it if it were recyclable, but in fact it isn't. I don't know. I know Japan is better about recycling than us. I don't know.
Ooh,
Once
how pretty.
it goes to a center, what happens?
I was like, let me take a pretty picture. It's so cute.
I mean, it has one of the packets in it, so
Yeah,
it
it
needs
has
to
to
aerate,
sit.
first of all. It doesn't smell like too much. I mostly just smell the preservatives, honestly. It's got a similar crust to some of the harder shell pastry things that we've had in the past.
They've sent us a lot of Monacas.
Oh, okay.
So it is probably one like that. So while we're letting
This
it
one has
sit,
a more intricate design on it,
I'll
I
tell
think.
you guys about Huganatsu. Now, one of my problems is because it reads from right to left, I always want to start on the right side, but the pages actually individually start left to right, which makes it a little tricky. So with a delicate flavor similar to that of a grapefruit, this unique citrus is juicy and sweet with a slightly sour taste. However, due to the very short cultivation season, only a few weeks, from late winter to early spring, as well as the regionality, most Japanese people have never tried it. For those that do get the chance, Huganatsu are often enjoyed fresh and compared to other citrus fruits. Where the white pith is bitter and unpalatable, the pith of the Huganatsu is actually eaten along with the rest of the fruit. With a lower level of acidity compared to yuzu or lemon, the Huganatsu lends itself well to confectionery such as sorbets, jams, sake, and more recently beer. It is also a popular flavor for souvenirs from the Kyushu region and prepared in a variety of ways, candied in jellies and as filling for pastries. And it is a naturally occurring hybrid of yuzu and pomelo. And we've been watching Fruit Explorer talk about like 1 million different types of citruses.
Yeah. I was wondering if he's tried it.
Tried that.
Probably not.
It doesn't
It's
sound
only a short period of time.
super common. I wish I had a knife because I'd love to get
Biting
it pretty.
or cross section. You can just bite it and show it. Some kind of gummy jelly inside.
Give me one shot.
Too sticky.
No. It's really good. It's like a high kind of citrus flavor, almost like a candy lemon. It's not particularly tart. I think that's the white onko paste kind of mellowing it out. White onko is just like red onko. And it contains no common allergens, but it is not vegetarian friendly because it does contain gelatin.
It's not surprising. I think this one might be the most candy-like of all the ones that we've eaten.
I would actually like it if there was more tartness to it.
Yeah. I don't know if there's added sugar. It's not unpleasant.
It's very
but
sweet.
I feel like there's not a whole lot going on for it other than sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Because the shell is really just like a tasteless wafer, which is, I'm sure it's intended to be.
I'm sure if we were able to get them Monaca fresh, it would be different. Anything like this where it sits in a package, even for a short period of time, as it absorbs atmospheric moisture and moisture from the product, it loses that delicious crispiness. It's still good. I'm just saying fresh is probably a way better experience.
So the texture is pretty smooth. It's got a little bit of grit to it, but for the most part, it's homogeneous throughout, for sure. I don't know, what would you compare the flavor to? Just like some kind of lemon candy?
Like a lemon candy, but not a tart lemon candy, a very mild lemon candy.
It has a very strong, I guess you would call it an aftertaste. It really sticks to your tongue. It continues tasting like after you've eaten it, I feel like. And that could just be the acid, even though it said it was lower acid, it's still a citrus.
It's very, very mild. I would like it better with more tartness. This is just personal opinion. It is not as refreshing as I would like. It's a little sweet for me. It makes me thirsty. So when talking about summer treats, I usually like things that are more acidic because my brain thinks that means refreshing even though it doesn't. So it's okay. It was good. It was unusual.
Yeah.
It was not my favorite, but I'm glad I tried it. Here, why don't you pick our next snack? These are interesting. These are salt Yokongs, and they're at the back of the book.
Yeah, let's try one of those.
Okay.
We definitely need something savory after all those sweet things. Or we could try the Mochi Yazuki jelly.
Which is this one? Oh, maybe these aren't chestnuts. Maybe those are mochi bites.
I think so. No,
Okay.
let's not have that, because I think it's just mochi, jelly, and Azuki, which
we have something similar still in the pantry from last month.
Sure.
Okay, I'll set that aside.
There's a plain Azuki Doriaki that we're probably going to skip out on too, because we've had
many Doriakis. They do, and we like Doriaki, and it will get. Sorry, that was Bo. He's ready to play.
But our plan isn't to eat everything.
No, it's not. So we do try. If we've had something month after month, we won't have it again for a while. So also, let me start setting stuff aside. So the taiyaki is pretty
that
common.
Just a plain taiyaki?
It's a matcha taiyaki.
Yeah.
So I'll save that one because we've been consuming a lot of green tea.
Yeah. Visual of it.
Is this the Doriaki?
That's a good question. It looks
like a Doriaki.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna set this one aside. For those of you guys who are not familiar, Doriaki are delicious. It's like 2 pancakes with a jam or an Azuki filling. Yeah, that's why we don't want Doriaki.
They're good.
They're good. We're just skipping it for this month so we can focus on things we haven't had a million times. So we could have this.
I think
which is very pretty.
Yeah, but it's probably got a bit of sweetness to it. So this is savory, right?
The salty Yokan.
So it's Waruku no Sato, also known as salt Yokan, from the Chiba area by Yoneya. Don't know why I can't say that.
Once you get all those sweets in your mouth, it gets harder to say these names.
It looks kind of jelly-like. I'm betting it's going to go the licorice route because it sounds salty.
It might, yeah.
Easy on the go snack. This salt Yokan blends the flavors of sweet anko with a salt accent.
I would probably like it because I like
Recently,
anko
salt
with-
has been featured in many summer sweets, and we're excited to share one with you. So apparently, this is a popular thing, not necessarily traditional.
Okay, so. Ooh, okay.
It's like a taffy or
It
something?
is.
I couldn't tell if it was a taffy or a jelly or what. Ooh.
Just pick it.
It is jelly-like.
All right, y'all.
Oh, it slides out.
It doesn't taste like anything. I don't taste salt. I taste sweet, which is disappointing because I love like anko and salt. Like mitarashi dango is one of my favorite kind of treats.
It
I
has
like
like a
soy.
coagulated kind of texture.
Yeah. Isn't Yokan made using this type of like agar or a seaweed kind of gelatin?
I'm not sure.
Well, it's vegetarian friendly, so it's not made with gelatin. I'm glad I tried it. It did not taste as strong as I would have liked.
So, yeah, you can definitely taste the sweet anko. There's just a hint of salt, I feel like, though. It's like a regular amount of salt that you would use to bring out the sweetness of something. It's not like the salt that you might find in licorice or whatever, where it's like you're intended to taste salt.
I'm a little disappointed, actually, because I love salty, savory, sweet snacks. Like, so that's a bummer.
This is teetering towards maybe savory. If you paired it with something savory, I think your mind would think of it as being savory. But just on its own, it's mostly sweet. It's almost entirely sweet.
It doesn't taste like a whole lot, which is what I'm kind of.
You want?
No, you can have it. Do you want to do one more snack with them?
Sure.
My
It's a tough
vote.
toss-up between the pie and the jelly, though.
Yeah. Let's ask. Would you guys rather see the jelly, which is very pretty, or would you rather see the chocolate citrus tart? Now, y'all know I like pies and I love chocolate. So, you can guess what I'm hoping you'll say.
I think the outside of that also has a light syrup on it, which definitely pushes it back in the sweet direction.
Okay, so do you guys want the very pretty jelly? Or do you want the very cute citrus tart? They're both winners.
So say tart or jelly.
We got a vote for the tart. So I'm saying let's go ahead and do the tart.
Okay.
Mostly because I want to get some really pretty pictures of the jelly and try painting it. So
It's going to take more time than what you're doing.
yeah, I would want to set it up a little bit better.
So this is the first packaging that I've had any trouble opening. All the rest, it seemed like there was some thought, some care put into the packaging. This is just kind of rough American packaging, I feel like.
Ooh,
There is
so
a
cute.
packet in here.
Yeah, so it needs to sit for a minute. So while it sits, do you want? I could read the description.
Very familiar smell. Smells kind of like Doriaki, actually, but like
Makes sense.
pecan
Ooh.
Doriaki.
As a Louisiana girl, that sounded like my jam. Cocoa and orange fruit tart by Nakayama Confectionery in Tochigi. And it contains egg, wheat, soy, milk, almond, and orange. So the almond might be like the pecan essence kind of thing. It also contains traces of alcohol. It is not vegetarian friendly because it's made with pork lard. That's how they do the crust. The rich, bitter, and fresh combination of orange and cocoa come together, blending in harmony as the filling of this light summer tart. And this is the perfect pairing for the tea, I think. The summer fruit jelly. Supposedly we're supposed to pair them together. Womp. And to pair them with our favorite tea and let the summer citrus sweets give you a refreshing boost. I probably
Apparently
drank
that was the last of the
all
tea.
the tea.
You can put in one more cube if you want,
Yeah.
because it appears to all be melted. It's not hot anymore for sure.
Tea was good like that, though. I would definitely drink iced in the chai.
Sure.
All right, so
You
why don't
biting
you
this
do
or
the
cutting
honors?
it?
Yeah, bite it.
It's very soft and dry. Didn't expect that.
It is very dry.
The texture is homogeneous, which is strange because there's a crust, and you'd expect the crust to have a different texture than
Mm-hmm.
the filling, but
Mm-hmm. It's all
it
kind
all
of the
blends
same.
together.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely does have a pecan pie kind of taste to it.
It's good. As you chew, you do get the citrus, you do get the chocolate.
I get some chocolate definitely later on. I'm only getting a hint of citrus.
And it goes well with the included tea.
I mean, almost all these snacks have.
Yeah, that's one of the things I like about this is they pair, there was a lot of thought put into it, which I appreciate because it makes it an experience. It's not just, here's a bunch of snacks. It's like, here's a curated experience.
So, is that a Zuku? There are little bits in here. I can't tell what they are. I might try
I don't know. Yeah, pick it out and see. It could be candied citrus, which would be good. Kind of looks like candied citrus now that I got a bit closer look. Oh, nice.
It is candied citrus, and that is probably why I wasn't picking up on much citrus flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't bite into one of those and chew those. Yeah, that's pretty strong citrus. Both juice and zest.
Will definitely make you thirsty. Mm. I'm very thirsty though. Would you like the last bite?
It's
Oh,
too
you
much.
took two. Well, I can put the whole thing in my mouth, okay? That is a loaf of green tea.
Yeah.
Which we'll save for another time.
I'm a bit disappointed in the serving tray,
Yeah.
I feel like it's
they
too
said
small.
such nice things before.
but I don't know how they would make it larger in the box. I mean,
Yeah.
they could have made it a
The
few
size
inches
of the box.
larger, but
Well, they probably bought it from someone and had to deal with what sizes they had.
Yeah.
My disappointment is more that it's plastic. They sent
Yeah.
some ceramic things
if
the
it was
first two times,
lacquered wood.
and then they sent plastic and plastic, which is
That being said, we got a lot
So
of
many
snacks this
snacks,
time. I
yeah.
think we probably got 2 to 3 more snacks this time than we have in previous boxes.
They've also been sending duplicates, which I appreciate because it makes sharing easier. Because I have family members who were disappointed that we didn't invite them tonight. So I get to share that with them, even if not on the stream. So what was your favorite of, let me set the ones we haven't tried aside, and let me assemble the ones we have. And we also tried some that we don't have any kind of duplicate for.
Yeah. Like the rice cracker, the seaweed rice cracker. You want me to grab the packaging, or you're good?
I'm good. So what was your favorite of what we tried?
The seaweed rice cracker was pretty good.
Mhm.
Where did the booklet go? I feel like
I
that would
have
be
it.
the easiest way
And there you go.
to see. That orange cake
Was really good.
was tasty.
I think
The rice
the
cracker
seaweed
was
rice cracker
super interesting.
or
I don't
these,
think
I
we've
really
gotten
like
anything like
those.
that. I've had things like the rice sticks before, whatever you want to call them, to differentiate them from the cracker.
Mm-hmm.
The mochi with the powder was good, but we've had that before.
The
I think
chestnut
if,
pie was interesting.
It was. I think if we're going on what was my favorite thing to eat, it would be the cake. The fresh orange cake.
That would be fun to make at home too.
But I do really like these.
The jellies.
Yeah, these jellies with the roasted powders.
So the Hojiko Walrabee Mochi was probably your favorite this one.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna stick with the fresh orange cake.
Okay. Well, I really enjoy the wasabi because I like strong flavors. I also did enjoy the chocolate orange tart. Maybe not the proportions of it. If the chunks of orange, if it was a bigger thing and the chunks of orange were bigger, I would have liked that a lot more.
I still have orange
it's
zesty flavor in my mouth. So like it is a powerful orange, but yeah, I didn't even get any in my first bite.
Yeah, that's true. My least favorite thing, sadly, was the Yokan, and mostly because I didn't feel like it tasted like a whole lot, and I was disappointed because when they said salty, I was expecting like, ooh, an umami kind of flavor. So
my
I was a little
least favorite,
disappointed.
I think, was the yuzu thing, which is surprising because I would have thought that would have been high
Monaca?
up. Yeah, the Monaca.
Yeah. Yeah, I love citrus
It
flavored
was
things.
just very one note. Everything else here is like I mean, I've complimented things saying, you can tell that they put a lot of thought into this or whatever. But the yuzu thing, I think they were just banking on, hey, we have this rare fruit, let's show that off. But to me, that rare fruit wasn't anything to show off.
I think if they'd sent candied rind, Huguenotsu rind, that would have maybe given us a better idea of what it tastes like.
Maybe so.
I generally like Monaca, but that one was very sweet. So I felt like for me, I couldn't tell you what a Huguenotsu tastes like based off of that. And that's probably going to be the only time I ever get to try it. So, which I'm grateful that they sent that. That was very thoughtful. But I would have liked a better taste of it, such a rare thing.
So if you guys want to see more snack boxes like this, join Becky's Patreon, patreon.com/natosoup. She produces a lot of videos like
Mostly
this.
art related, although I've always been interested in Japanese culture. So, when we go to Japan, I usually share vlogs from that as well. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us. Let me know in the comments below which snack you thought sounded the tastiest. This is Sakuraco. If you're interested in getting your own, I think it's just sakuraco.com.
I think it's sakura.co.
I'm looking for, now the thing is, I'm looking for it and I'm not finding it, which
That
is
was a little strange.
Yeah, you can't.
Now if you scan their QR code.
Yeah. But if you look up We Are Sakuraco, that's like all their socials. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, a great rest of the week. Tomorrow night, I am doing a watercolor live stream on YouTube where we paint a wild rose together. So if you're interested in watercolor, I hope I'll see you guys then. That'll be at 8 p.m. CST at youtube.com/natosoup. And on Monday, we're doing the chill stream, which is an arts and crafts stream we do every Monday evening at 6 p.m. Also on YouTube, I will have the crafts that you can vote on up on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter if you guys are interested in voting for a craft kit. But thank you for joining me for our monthly Japanese snack extravaganza. This is our fourth month of Sakuraco now. Are you still impressed with it? Do you still feel like it's a good value?
I'm starting to get disappointed with the plasticware that they've been sending.
I think they're going with plastic though. This one made sense because of that
Exactly.
fish thing.
This I was fine with. This less so. We're probably never going to use this. We might be able to find ways to use this to serve desserts or something like that. I'm not really sure how we would use this small serving tray.
Well, I think they went with plastic because the box was so full this month. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But we did enjoy when they sent us ceramic stuff. We'd like wood stuff. We'd like metal stuff or glass stuff. Just not so much plastic
Glass
stuff.
might be pushing it if you're sending internationally.
I'm just throwing out there.
Yeah.
Bamboo would be good.
Yeah.
resin would be okay. Just maybe not the inexpensive plastic if you're going to include it. But they included so many snacks this month. I think all the money went to the snacks, which is the purpose of the box anyway.
Yep.
All right, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I'll see you guys again soon. Tomorrow night, hopefully. Bye.
I could have cut it off.
I got to cut both of them off. Bye. It's bye time. Bye time.